You are in the zone with Cranky and the Swagman. One day the music will load up.
One day.
Oh, there it goes. You know, I'm going to play that song on my surround sound system one day and make the house shake.
That would be sick. I would love to see that.
What are you eating there, Autobot?
My son's cupcake from his birthday because everyone fell sick. No one turned up. So we have 12 cupcakes to get through and about 12 cookies to try and
Nice.
smash down before they expire. And I tell you what, they fucking taste brilliant.
Where'd you get them from?
Where did
Maybe-
we get them from? Who was the lady that did it?
Give a local business a shout out.
Drips and Delights, local caterer lady. Drips and Delights. They don't have a business per se as in business, but you can look them up on Facebook if you're in Perth. They are in the Mandurah Singleton area, Secret Harbour area. So
Secret Harbour.
if you're down in the Rockingham, Perth district area and you want some good cupcakes and biscuits, that's the place.
You have to send some to me one day.
And these are the cookies. They're not just your standard cookies. We told her it was for a wild one birthday, and that's what we come up with.
Is that a giraffe? Looks like
Yeah, it is. It's a giraffe, and then she's got the bear.
That's a lion. It's got a mane.
Lion. And then you've got bears. You've got zebras. Everything. Absolutely, a tiger is in there.
That's cool.
Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to do them. That's for sure. Then you have Tim Tams.
Arguably the best biscuit in the world.
Yeah, I don't think anything can beat it, to be honest.
Nope.
Apart from Drips and Delight. Her cookies are fucking insane.
Speaking of all those weird animals, we took Amara to Taronga Zoo on, was it last Saturday?
Oh, yeah? How was that?
Cool. Actually, I didn't realize we had a rhinoceros in Sydney.
Yeah, the zoos have been, what do they call it, transferring a lot of their animals around. So between Perth Zoo and whatnot, there's been some big shifts. A lot of our animals have now been transferred across to Sydney, Melbourne, Australia Zoo. So chances are one of ours has ended up over there at yours. So I have no doubt that one of our animals are sitting in your zoo.
I know Western Sydney Zoo had a rhino for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's the same rhino, but yeah, it was quite cool. I never realized we had rhinos. And apparently at one point we had elephants too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, our last one died. And then there was one left, so they transferred it out to a sanctuary that has multiple elephants. So that was a big move, which cost a lot of big money. And speaking of big money, my mate went on holiday. He went to Fiji, and while he was in Fiji, he spent some money, obviously being on holiday, but then he went and seen his family in Sydney on the way back through. Stopped in there. He's currently spending a couple of weeks in Sydney now. He decided to go.
Listen, I'm listening to this and I'm like, I swear to God, you said he went to Sydney earlier when we talked. And you did.
He went to Fiji with his cousin. His cousin also lives in Sydney, so they went back to Sydney together, and he's spending obviously another couple of weeks over in Sydney. And he decided to go to the casino in Sydney. And you would think a normal person, a couple of $100, take to the casino, that's it, that's your limit.
Yeah.
My
Not
friend
a Crown casino.
No.
If it's Crown, you're going to spend a lot there.
Yeah, well, it was, he decided to, because he can't gamble at Perth Crown, but he can gamble at any other Crown in Australia. So he's allowed to gamble in any other casino, any other Crown casino, anywhere else.
Yeah.
So him being him, he's obviously worked at the casino for over 25 years now. He thought he'd be on a winning luck. Now he went to the poker machine and he won a few grand off $600. Took that couple of grand and decided to invest it into roulette and lost it all. He went and got a line of credit for $10,000. Now he lost the $10,000. Went over to play blackjack, got another line of $10,000. Lost it on blackjack. Now he's playing catch up. So what we call chasing. So now he's chasing. So now he's gone to Baccarat playing with $20,000 line of credit because he's trying to catch up what he's lost. Now, supposedly he won and he got ahead. is what he told me. So he's got ahead. He's now in the plus. He's caught up, and he's up by quite a few tens of thousands of dollars. He has somehow lost all of that, gone and then invested another 30,000, if my math is correct, 30,000. So now we're at 70,000. The 30,000 between Baccarat and another game that he plays there on cards with poker, high stake tables, $1,000 hands, lost $30,000 in total at the casino in a space of one night. $70,000.
Shit. And now he's got to pay that debt back too.
Well, he can pay it. He's got the money to pay it, but he goes, I feel physically sick. He goes, I've just lost $70,000. And I said, dude, if you were going to blow $70,000, you may as well have just paid for my surgery, paid all of my debt. Sarah could have had half the year off. So when I go into surgery, there's,
someone to look after Logan.
Someone to look after Logan and me. And, well, he's just got him blown it all at the casino. And he goes, I feel sick, dude. I've just lost $70,000 at the casino. I'm like, you've done what? I said, here you are telling me that you'll give me money, obviously, when you come home, but you go and blow $70,000 at the casino. What were you thinking? He goes, I was just trying to chase and catch up to what I lost. I said, but you're ahead. Why did you not walk away? And he goes, I thought I could win more, but then I lost that. And I said, that's the whole point of the casino. You should know that the casino house always wins. When you start to win, they notice that and will make sure you lose. And you fell for it. I said, you worked there for over 25 years. How did you not know this? And he goes, well, I did. I thought I could beat the system. I was like, no, you cannot beat the system. The system will always beat you. If you don't leave when you're ahead, you will then spend more because you're like, I got all this money. Now, if you're one of these people that win a bucket load of money at the casino and then you go, fuck it, let's go to, because inside the casino, I don't know what it's like over there in Sydney, but you've got all these restaurants inside the casino and you got pubs and bars all inside the casino. So it's then you can go to dinner, you can go get a drink, all that sort of shit. Now, if you're one of these people that have big winnings and then go to the restaurant, go to the bar, get pissed, take the family for a big feed because you've won a lot, start splurging and then go back and win more, then leave. I said, then you're a smart person. But if you go there, win big, lose it all, continuing to gamble, you're a fucking idiot. Like, just unreal. Like, you lose 10,000. At that point, you go, fuck it, I'm out. You don't then go double down and try to chase your tail because you'll be forever trying to chase that money back. And then you're going to lose that $10,000 and go, fuck, now I've got $20,000 I've got to try and chase. Like, yeah,
Sorry.
No, you're right. I physically felt sick for him. When he told me, I was like, it actually took a minute to register what he was actually telling me because I'm just sitting there going, $70,000. That's the house, that's the solar, that's the car payment. Yeah, that's my surgery paid for. Money left in the bank so Sarah can take time off. And I was like, dude, could have just given me 70 grand. At least then you would have known one, it would have gone to something good. But then I could have said, well, you've blown $70,000 anyway. Why would you just go and blow 70 grand and give it to the casino?
I mean, with that, like half of that is your car payment right there. That's your entire car loan paid off. That's
debts paid, solar panels paid off.
How many weeks of mortgage?
Personal loans
he could
paid
cover
off.
you like 10 weeks of mortgage. Still cover several weeks of you being looked after while you're recovering from surgery and still cover your surgery too.
More like 10 months worth of bloody, if not more, because you spend 20 to 30,000 a year on mortgage payments. That's like 3 years worth of mortgage payments right there. It's like close to literally 3 years worth of mortgage payments. 3 years.
Buy a place here and it's more like a year's worth.
Over here we'd get 3 years out of that. I just couldn't believe it. I was just
70
I'm still
grand.
in shock thinking about it.
70 grand. If that'd probably cover maybe 11 months worth of payments.
Yeah, it's especially in Sydney, the mortgages there are ridiculous. So our mortgage repayments are about $2,500 at the moment a month.
Yeah.
So literally one whole paycheck for the fortnight, bang, mortgage. That's it, gone.
Shit, one whole paycheck for the week here.
Yeah, right. That's
Mortgage repayment in my area, and this is a cheap area. is about $1,200 a week.
You're renting, aren't you? So what hypothetically, if your owner turned around and said, "Oh, look, I'm going to sell the house," what would you guys do? Because the market at the moment is so scarce. Like, where would you guys end up? Like, have you got a plan B just in case the owner does go, "Fuck it, I want to make some money out of this," or?
Our next move was always going to be to Tessa's mum's place up the coast.
Yeah, okay. And she's already offered that sort of thing, has she?
Yep.
Why haven't you done it? Save some money. Is it just such a big move, or?
I wouldn't mind doing it, but Tess isn't ready yet. So, yeah.
Maybe we should get Tess in on this. Tess, come join the podcast. I would honestly, if I had the chance to do something like that and I had family with a big house, it would have to be a big house. So you got to think lifestyle that you have now. Can you have a similar lifestyle if you were to move? And I've been thinking as well, like if our mortgage ever got to a point where we couldn't afford it,
Yeah.
lucky enough that I don't want to say lucky, but we're in WA and prices are always going up in WA and the house market here is just fucking booming. So, and it hasn't really come down and I don't think it will. At the moment, our house is probably 1.1, 1.2 million if we were to sell right now. Now, the mortgage itself is only 400,000, if not less now. So we'd be walking away with a shitload of money. And we'd be able to fucking holiday, cruise, whatever, but if that was to happen here, like for us, it would be a situation of what do we do? Do we go for a rental? Like, but then you got to think rent. Is the rent the same as the mortgage? Because if you're paying the same amount in rent and what you are in mortgage, then it doesn't really help anything. But we've got a farm we can go to, but it's not really ideal because there's no house out there for it. We don't really have friends that have got the room for us to run to. It would be a struggle, honestly. And if the housing prices keep going the way they're going, if anybody like yourself was in that situation, it would be pretty damn difficult. Like I always said to my mate, and they're renting at the moment, I said, what will you do if the owner just decided to sell? Like, what's your plan B? And he goes, I don't have a plan B. I was like, maybe think about a plan B.
We're lucky, right? We are very lucky in that our landlord actually gives a shit because they have not put the rent up to what is the market standard right now. Our market standard around here is about $800 a week.
Wow.
We're paying $550.
Wow. So he's really looking after you.
Yeah.
That's insane.
If one day this guy went, actually, you know what? I want to make some money off this house. I'm going to put the rent up to what it should be at.
Is he doing that because he owns the house and doesn't have a mortgage on it, maybe? Like,
no,
does he have a mortgage?
I don't think they do. I think they won a decent amount of money. They did tell me about it a while back because I like to consider myself friends with the landlord.
Yeah.
So he was saying he inherited well or won a decent lump sum, and then his mother passed away and he inherited her house. So
wow,
he was like, you know what? We'll buy an investment property with the cash and move into mum's house. He only lives around the corner from me too.
Oh, even better. Something breaks, he's around the corner.
Yeah.
That's literally like, you get owners like that and it's so good. Like, if I was an owner and I owned houses outright, I'd literally, to make sure they stay tenanted with good tenants, I'd just make the rent $350 a week because all I need it for is to cover the rates for the year. And someone giving me $350 a week is going to cover those rates in a space of a month.
And the insurance.
And insurances and all that's all covered within the first month's worth of rent. So why be one of these landlords and have, $600, $700, $800 a week rents when people, they'll pay it because they need somewhere to live, but you're literally running the risk of that tenant turning around going, you know what, I can't afford this anymore, I'm moving, I'm going to find something cheaper and worse.
The problem therein is that in a place like Sydney, there is always a sucker born.
Can you take that controller off him? He's literally just opened something. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I just realized he's got the bloody controller and he's just opened everything.
Oh boy.
Sorry,
Okay.
continue on.
No, in a place like Sydney, there's always someone who's willing to pay the price. And then
Yeah,
they'll be like, you want to
take
move
the
out?
batteries out.
Fucking move out. Go.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's all there is. That's all there is to it.
Ooh.
So there are a few people out there who want to look after their tenants, but not many.
Yeah, we've got a massive housing crisis at the moment. We've got
Mm.
people out on Memorial Drive in Rockingham
Yep.
who are currently camping on the side of the road because they don't have anywhere to live. Now, I don't know if that's ever been aired over there, but it's constantly being aired on Channel 9, Channel 7 over here. The local media are going out there, newspapers, radio stations, they're all
Mm.
trying to say, hey, what are you doing about this situation? Because they went and put the Rockingham Council's response, which people thought was helping them, was to go put one of those trailer cameras out there. And they go, oh, yeah, Rockingham's
Okay.
just looking out for the people living out on Memorial Drive as security. No, it wasn't there for security. It was there to monitor
Mm.
how many people were going, what they were doing. It wasn't there for their safety. It was there so they could literally watch it from the office and go, what is going on out here? And just watching it every step of it. They went out on national media as well saying, oh, we haven't asked them to move. We understand there's a housing crisis. What they didn't tell the media is they sent their law enforcement, their council workers down there, and gave them verbal move on notices. So there was no trail of Rockingham Council saying you must move on because they wanted the narrative to be that we didn't tell them to move on; they just left on their own accord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which obviously is false because they went on to a current affair and literally said the council are verbally coming out and verbally telling us move on.
Can I do something sneaky and clever right here?
God.
This episode is brought to you by On Track Meals. Whether you're living rough, camping out, working away from home, or just too buggered to cook after a long shift, On Track Meals has your back. Their ready-made meals are packed with flavor, easy to heat up, and a whole lot better than surviving on servo pies. All right, use the code INTHEZONE10 for 10% off of your order. On Track Meals, because living rough shouldn't mean eating rough.
Oh, you had such the best segue for that. That was so good. It's like I've walked right into that. Yeah, little Logan's just decided he's going to crawl around the corner and join our podcast.
Hey, mate, how you doing?
Hey, okay. No? Okay.
You're going to play
Oh,
with the
you want
light on Dad's mic. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So if you're not bringing up the controller and trying to turn off Dad's recording via the controller, mind you, which I didn't know he could do that, but apparently he can. He wants to get frustrated and touch all the keyboard, which you cannot do. Usually Miss Rachel turns on. Have you noticed with the kids as well? Do your kids do it the minute Miss Rachel goes on? Bang, they're like, what is this? It's almost like an instant drug for them.
My older kids are, they're not really interested in that kind of thing. And Amara is now beyond Miss Rachel. She watches other things. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So no, he's just gotten into Miss Rachel because Sarah's brother came over
Yep.
and goes, oh, let's put on Miss Rachel. And all of a sudden it was like a zombie watching TV. And now you put Miss Rachel on the mobile phone or, the iPad, and he sits there kissing the iPad.
So he's single again.
Yes. Yes. It is. I'm well over the Miss Rachel, but it's the only thing that entertains him.
Miss Rachel is married, Logan. All right.
Yes, Miss Rachel is married. You cannot have her. If she went on tour,
Just
I
because-
reckon she'd make millions.
Oh yeah, and
Like
then it'd
Miss
just be all
Rachel
the that'd
t-shirts,
just be all the
mugs.
dads coming to watch.
Yeah, you go to one of her concerts and just be, all the dads decided to turn up. Hang on, there's more dads here than there is mums. What's going on here?
And more dads than there are kids.
Yeah. Hang on, this bloke turned up and he doesn't even have a kid.
He's got binoculars though.
Yeah, no, she's crazy. But I think, and the doctors and the pediatricians were saying this when we were in the hospital with Logan, they said it's something about her voice that hits a frequency in babies that is just spot on to attract attention but zone them into it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whereas
It's
you can't break it. So you put on things like Teletubbies or, Moana, Nemo, any of those, they'll sit there, they'll watch it for 10 seconds and then they fuck off and they want to go play with a toy. Miss Rachel comes on and it's her voice is just at the right frequency where kids are like,
she's
and they're like
she
zoned
said
out.
it in an interview a while back that the voice she puts on, it's actually been scientifically proven. Like that specific
Well, there you go.
frequency of speech
Yep.
has been proven to to ensnare children's attention, and same with the colors she
Yep.
wears. Same thing
Yep.
with Blippy, the way Blippy acts and the way like the colors he wears, they have also been proven
Just for an attraction.
to attract children's attention.
She keeps it moving now. There was a thing that came up that Sarah told me about, that Rachel hired a friend of hers, but she uses the pronouns him, what is it? Her, they, them, him, her type thing.
That
Yeah,
person that
that
plays the
kind of
guitar.
the guitar. Now, for me, I'm like, well, who gives a shit? She's good. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there going, what have people got the problem with? Who cares what her pronouns are? They, them. Like, who gives a crap, really? Like, it doesn't affect your life. It's not affecting their life. Like, what's the issue? I don't see the problem.
The first time I saw them, I actually thought it was Miss Rachel's husband. Turns out
I just thought it was like a sister or something.
He is used in the show, but he's obviously someone else.
Yeah, completely someone else. I think it's the guy that sort of not bald,
He's the
but
blonde guy.
he's got very shortish hair,
very short, white, wispy hair.
and I look at him going, "How did you get someone like Miss Rachel?" I can't see the matchup, so I'm thinking maybe this is either going to be a high school crush thing, or maybe they met at a friend's barbecue type thing, country. I don't see the pairing. No,
Seems
it's
like
like having a 5 with a
American thing, isn't it?
12. It's like having your partner being a 5 and you're like, you're here, the scale they're there, the other's up here. And you're just like, how is this working? Is this revenge on your parents, or?
It's such an American thing, though, isn't it? Like you have this completely average-looking bloke and a really decent-looking girl.
But then
maybe
you
we'll
look
have to
into
ask Steve how it works.
Yeah, we got to ask Steve. Yeah, that's it. He's got the answers for that. It's one of these things as well. In America, the more money you have, you could be 90, 85, 90 years old. But if you're a rich billionaire, you're going to have a 20-year-old girlfriend. And it's the same with what happened with Bryn. I want to say Bryn Eggleston?
Eggleston?
And yeah, she ended
Bryn
up, I think she was with, she went with the Playboy guy, I think it was, and he died, and she was only like 20s or something like that, a real old bloke.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner.
But then, Hugh Hefner, that's the one, Hugh Hefner. And Bryn was the boy, the girlfriend, and I'm sitting there going, but you know damn why you're with him, because you will inherit all his money and all the billions of dollars and Playboy. And it turns out what she didn't know is he had a prenup. But he had a thing in there that was airtight. She knew nothing about it, got absolutely fuck all, got zero. And I'm pretty sure they broke up just before he died, and he gave her a couple of million and said, fuck off, see you later.
He left most of the money to the girls, didn't he? To start their own businesses.
Yeah. He left everything to the girls. I don't think all his family and all that, I don't think he even had any family or kids or anything like that.
Not really. Didn't have any kids.
Could you imagine living the Playboy lifestyle all the time? Like, I'd get so tired with it. Constantly having, you'd have girls walking around half naked all the time, but eventually your body would just be like, yeah, whatever. Like you just become numb bored to it, sort of thing. Like, it's all fun and games for the first few years, but then after that, you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, how's it going? I couldn't see myself in that situation for a long period of time ever.
It's like any of these people, right? Do you ever watch the show Below Deck?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's the same thing again.
Some of those people you get that are like rich tycoons, and they go on this luxury yacht, and they're like, oh, it ain't nothing but a thing, we're just here for a bit of fun. And I'm like, wouldn't you get,
It
you would get so bored of just having constant luxury around.
Well, that's the thing, and James Packer's the prime example of that.
Mm, mm,
He actually did an interview and he said it's lonely being at the top. And
yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you can be rich, but it doesn't mean you're happy because you've got all the money." I'm sitting there thinking, "Motherfucker, if you're not happy with your money, I'll be happy with your money." Like, the problem with rich people is most of the time it's the golden spoon. They've never lived a poor lifestyle. They've
yep,
never been poor. They've never been broke. Now, the people that have been broke and are now rich are still happy. I've not
mm,
met
mm,
a poor to rich person story yet where they go, "I'm so depressed with my money." It's only the people that were golden spoon fed that lifestyle that go, "Oh, bro, I'm depressed all the time." And it's like, it's lonely because you don't know who to trust. They've always got an agenda. They want something from you. That's the only reason they befriend you. It's like,
yeah,
motherfucker, choose your friends better then. Like, you dictate your own fucking lifestyle. If you're going to hang around with
mm.
fucking other fuckwits that, have money or don't have money and want something from you all the time, well, then that's your choice. You clearly made the wrong choice in friends in that sense. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you've
Or
it is.
you get the ones that peaked really early and they made their millions. I
Yeah.
don't know. They made their millions in TikTok videos or something like that. And they're like 21 years old and they're already bored with the money.
Yeah. Bored lifestyle, bored everything. It
Mm,
doesn't make sense to me. You even watch lotto winners; they're the same thing. They win a
yeah,
bucket load of
yeah.
money, and they start being stupid with it. Instead of stopping and thinking about, okay, I've just won lotto, or I've just become rich, famous. People are going to start asking questions instead of thinking about what am I going to do? How am I going to create my circle? It's more of a let's go out, spend a big, bring everyone along for the ride, and
Mm.
then they get pissed off because everyone's asking for something from them. It's like, well, you did this. You created this circle.
I
Like,
don't know how it'd be if I won the lottery.
neither would I. Like, honestly,
I
I
wouldn't know
think
what
I'd
to do
just
with
pay off the
myself.
mortgage, and then I'd start thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? Like, because
Mm,
$1 million
mm.
these days barely buys you a house, whereas $1 million, 15, 20 years ago would have been like, oh, $1 million, you're fucking retiring.
Yeah.
Now $1 million now, if you had $1 million then and you became retired, you'd be going, fuck, we're gonna run out of money soon.
See,
Like,
I would probably say if you won like $40 million on the Powerball, that's still a lot of money, right?
it's still a lot.
I
And you
know.
could average it out,
I
that
would.
could last you potentially could get you through 50 years,
Oh yeah.
potentially. It could
I'd be
last
I'd be
longer.
silly with it though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Absolutely
It
silly
could
with it,
last
right?
longer if
It could.
you were smarter with it.
But what I'd
But
do, I'd lock away 10 million straight away, put straight into my super fund.
yeah.
Okay, and then the rest of it, I'd be like, "Fucking, it's party time. Let's go."
Well, you need more than 10 mil in the super now. That's the problem. So what's happening with super now is people are
Mm,
moving to
mm,
self-managed super because the government and the superannuation companies are just fucking losing money hand over fist with everything that's going on. So people want more control of their money. So they're moving it into a self-managed super fund where they've got the 24/7 control of it.
yeah.
They know if a war breaks out, they go, well, it's not going to affect me. I'm the one that's in
Mm,
control of it.
mm.
So I'm not going to charge myself admin fees and I'm not going to charge myself for fucking extra taxes and all that sort of shit on it. And I'm not suddenly going to lose $50,000 out of self-managed super
Well, I don't know about
because
that. Most
because
super
what happens
funds.
with self-managed super is it
Mm,
sits in a bank account. It
yeah.
doesn't sit in an investment trust account. It sits
Mm,
in a
mm,
bank account, and the bank's never going to lose money, are they? Your
no.
self-managed super is safe. If a war breaks out, if the economy or property collapses, your money's still safe.
Mm, mm.
Whereas if it's sitting in a super fund, you could quite easily lose 50 grand easily. But yeah, straight away, I'd be doing the same thing 10, 15, 20 mil
Yeah,
straight
lock
in
it
there.
away
Lock
somewhere.
it up.
We can't get to it. In my case, it would be my super fund because I'm still into that kind of thing. But let someone else deal with that.
I found something else about super as well while we're on
Oh
that
yeah.
topic. If you are on Centrelink and have been for 6 months with the same payment,
Mm,
you can access $10,000 from your super. So, Australian super, you log in, you go to
mm,
withdrawal, or sorry, make a claim, withdrawal, and put it under financial hardship. No questions asked. Put in all the
mhm,
details it
mhm.
asks for. It takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to do this form. And within 2 to 3 days, you'll get an approval letter. And literally instantly almost your money's in the account. Bang,
Okay.
$10,000 from your super account. Yes, you've got to pay the 22% tax on it, but
Mm, mm.
you're gonna have after that 10,000, sorry, you'll have about $7,000 to $8,000 after the tax comes out. But you're still gonna have $7,000 or $8,000 sitting in the bank.
I did that with my with COVID. I did that for
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah,
So
it took
COVID
15
was the
grand
one
out
that
actually.
yeah, the government allowed everyone to take 20 grand out.
Yeah.
Now, if now the thing with this, the money taken out of super, you have to only have Centrelink. Can't be working, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
have an income, all that sort of jazz. So,
Mm.
but for those that are on Centrelink and they're listening to this, go check that out because I've already helped about 5 or 6 of my mates. And they're like, oh shit, thanks for telling me about that. And I'm like, well, dude, government's not going to advertise it, are they? They don't want you to take money out.
But be aware because $10,000 on this end could be up to $70,000 at
On
retirement
the other,
time.
yeah, yeah, that's correct. So for me, I had fuck all left in there. Easy enough for me to do that. So I took out what I could and
Mm.
put that towards all the debts that I had. So coming up to this surgery, I wouldn't have any debt in my name, therefore taking the pressure off Sarah having to try and
Yeah.
pay off debt
Yeah.
that, I created in the first place. Yeah, you got to think smart when it comes to big money. And if you win something like Lotto, that's when you really got to start thinking, okay, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah. No, definitely.
So, but what would you buy? Like, that's the thing. Do you buy a big business? Do you, like,
No,
obviously you travel.
I'm not into running a business.
No,
No.
I think I think I'd travel, but I wouldn't just travel. It'd be first class or business class
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the stupid thing. You blow through your money so quick doing that, but the experience that you would have
But I mean,
doing
you
that,
got $40 million.
$40
What
million sitting there. Yep.
what's a $30,000 first class ticket to like Vanuatu or something really
Well,
worth?
you do $30,000 enough, you're probably
Mm.
gonna spend $100,000 in each location. You do 10 locations, that's $1 million, if anything.
Which again, that's still you got $39 million left.
Yeah, that's it.
What are you
A
gonna
whole
do after
million
that?
dollars. Well, that's it. What do you do? That's what I was getting at. What do you do when you've traveled the world, you've
Mm.
seen everything you've wanted to see? Now, a few millionaires are in this situation. They've been everywhere, they've done everything. Look at, Justin Bieber and all the singers. They've traveled all over the globe. But then they come home and they're like, well, what do I do?
Mm. Mm.
You see most of our singers and that they've been turning to drugs and alcohol because what else can they do? So they
Nothing
throw
else with their money.
parties.
But
They got nothing else to do with it. Exactly.
the thing with the singers, right? And this is what a lot of people don't think about. Yes, they go to lots of different countries. Say you got a band like Green Day or Korn or something like that, and they go on this
Yep.
big international tour. They actually don't see the country that they're in. Most of the
No.
time, they see the inside of the
Hotel.
hotel room, they see the inside of the bus, they see the inside of the stadium, and then they move
Yep.
on.
Move on. See, and that for me, if I was touring something like that, I wouldn't
Mm,
I'd be straight up telling the touring managers, don't schedule me in so much to the point where I'm only looking inside a hotel. I want to be getting to places maybe 2, 3 days in advance, having 2 or 3 days to look around before the concert, or even a week
yeah,
before the
yeah.
concert. But then my next concert, I want to have also the same amount of time. I want to have
Mm, mm,
2 to 4 days or even a week to be able to go to the new country or suburb that I'm going to and be able to look around and actually enjoy the area instead of just every single night. "Oh, I've got one show here, fly out the next day, check out, fly into the new area. That night I've got to do a concert, or the next night straight away is the concert." And that's what most of these artists are doing. They'll have 2 or 3 shows every night. So, Guy Sebastian obviously went to
yeah.
Melbourne. He had 3 shows. So he done a, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever sort of day they've done them on. But I couldn't imagine doing that to every single city you go to. You'd burn out so quick. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of them are done. They've burnt out and they're just like, okay, now I've got to go home. I'm just going to rest. And then you don't see them tour for like the next 5 years, because they burn themselves out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's why they're not constantly touring.
constantly touring. That's right. So for me, I'd be wanting to at least have gaps in between if I was touring or lecturing or anything like that. Like, you look at Taylor Swift, she went on tour and made over $1 billion in sales. It was insane. And I think it's still the record for the most, well, one, it was highly anticipated show, but grossing was the Taylor Swift. That was the
Mm.
Eras tour, I believe it was.
So big that they ended up making a film so that they could
Yes.
show it in cinema to all the people who didn't end up making the actual show.
Yes, and now you can also watch it. I think it's on Netflix or Disney or something like that. You can re-watch it again.
Disney.
It's one of them. I
Disney.
think it's Disney. Yep.
Tess went to see it in theater
In
a couple of
theatre.
years ago. Yeah, at the movies.
No way. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, because it was in the cinema. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
if you're lucky
No.
enough to get tickets, that's right.
Yeah.
It's I'm just gonna move this
I,
camera because it's
I
glaring onto the
do
window.
believe that was a rammed show too, the movies. Every
Yeah, it
every
was.
theater was booked out.
Yeah, every theater that had it, you couldn't get tickets.
Yeah.
I've got a family member who's obsessed with Taylor Swift, and she couldn't get tickets. It's yeah, if you can get into shows like that, it's good. Now the guy Sebastian, we managed to find out that he was touring in Mandurah. And straight away, of course, I've just seen him at RAC, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to tickets. Like, he's in Mandurah.
How about
It's not that
this?
far.
How about this bloke who threatened to blow up people at a Taylor Swift concert a few years
Yeah,
ago?
a few years ago, and then there was something that happened on the Ariana Grande
Mm.
where I think it was a bombing or a shooting that happened and people died, but she paid for all their funerals.
Mm.
So the parents weren't out of pocket for that. I'd hate for that to happen on if that was my
Oh yeah.
tour, or
Oh, yeah.
you'd never want to tour again.
No, no.
Nah, you'd
And
just
then
be
there
like,
was a couple of years ago. What was there? Was it the Eagles of Death Metal? Something happened at one of their concerts too.
yeah, another thing
There
happened.
was a shooting.
Yeah. And
Mm.
there was Travis Scott. I
Mhm,
think it was
mhm.
Travis Scott, some rapper guy. He also had the same problem. It was highly obviously, he's a highly grossing celebrity, and everybody done one of those stage pushes and rushes, and it got so jam packed, people were
That's right.
suffocating and
Yeah.
all that. And that's just because it was overcrowded. It wasn't well thought out. The
No.
planning of it all was just messed up. It
Mm,
should have just been
mm.
in an open field, but no, they had gates and everything everywhere where people just started to get squashed in, couldn't breathe. Girls and boys died. And the way he acted was, I watched the documentary, it was just shit. He couldn't have given
Yeah.
two shits. He just acted like it wasn't his problem. And it's just like, dude, this happened at your concert, like because of you,
Mm, mm.
because you just left it. What happens, I think, is a lot of these singers, they put a lot of faith into event organizers and they don't take control of that side of it. So I think a lot of that needs to happen where they need to take control of it. They need to start making more effort to have input on how the stadium looks and how it's set up for people. Because if they don't, more of that shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that shit needs sorted fast. But this weather is shocking. I'm just listening to it at the moment.
Tell me about what's going on with the weather over there, because
It's
we've been
shit
getting
house,
some
mate.
pretty crap weather here too.
Yeah, no, we've got
I say crap weather. It's actually my favorite weather. I love cold. I love the cold and rain.
we've got high severe winds, high severe thunderstorms. We were warned a week in advance, but we didn't think it was going to be this bad. And I tell you what, the backyard just looks like a shit house. It literally looks like a tornado's run straight through it.
Oh, you're telling me.
So it's insane.
We haven't had anything extreme, but we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And finally got around to mowing the back lawn today, and it was like,
Just get around
seriously?
to it. Now the
Mm.
rain's coming. See, it's
Yeah,
good if
like
you can
2
get
or
to it
3
while it's
weeks.
dry.
I haven't been able to do it for like 3 weeks, right? So it was long. The grass was long for one thing.
Yeah.
The old electric mower doesn't cope too well with wet grass either, because
No.
there's no engine heat warming
No.
and drying the grass as it goes into the catches, so it all clumps up.
No.
On top of that, right? It was like walking through a swamp
Yeah, nah.
because my backyard, when it gets wet, it floods
Floods.
quickly. It
Yeah.
becomes a mud bath very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's what you gotta watch out for. I'm the same. Our lawn will just soak it all up, and then you're
Mhm.
just walking in what feels like swamp ground.
Yep, yep. So I was walking, pushing the mower, and my feet were sinking a good inch into the ground.
That's where you just get the whip snipping, just like,
Oh no, I did that too.
yeah, nah,
And
I
you
don't.
should have seen the steam coming off the grass when I was whippersnipping, because whippersnipping, electric or not, tends to heat grass up.
Yeah,
The whipping of the blade heats the grass up as it goes around. But
goes around.
man,
Yeah, nah.
it was like being in a
Well,
swamp.
I've
Ridiculous.
given up mowing the lawn. I need my sister's boyfriend to come around and mow it. I'm just like,
Mm.
I'm done. He's got a high, I wouldn't say high tech, but it's got a high horsepower engine. Like all his shit's brand new because he does this for a living.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's got the very high horsepower fucking mower and it just cuts through it like it's nothing. So if you've just got a basic Bunnings fucking lawnmower like I do, good luck doing that in the wet. He just comes on and it just cuts
So
it like it's fucking grass.
Josh Remilton has come on and said we need a goat.
A goat.
Yeah,
Why do we need a goat?
for the lawn.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, come on. If you're gonna supply it, that would be great. I wanna have a look at this. Where we
Josh,
go,
by
so
all means, if you've got a goat, mate, if you've got a goat that I don't know about, because it's been a while since I last saw you, Joshy. Maybe you've got a goat since then. You can bring it to my house,
Yeah, Josh, hey, just send one over here to WA as well while you're at it, eh?
and maybe after the goat's finished with the lawn, we can have a barbecue.
Yeah, I just
You won't
literally
get your
went and got
goat
one of
back
those
either.
6-burner barbecue covers because I was like, you know what? I'm sick of looking at this barbecue. I want
Yeah,
to try and
yeah.
tidy shit up. And I was just like, barbecue cover. There we go. That looks so much better now. I was just like, really hasn't changed much other than now it looks like it's got a cover over it. I was like, yeah, no.
we
We're just going
we
to hide that around the corner.
we got rid of our old barbecue because we just didn't use it much. We had one of the
Yeah.
big gas Barbies, right?
Did
Like,
any of your
actually, yes.
jets break as well or start to rust and sort of corrode away at all?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we stopped using it. But
Yeah, that's the same.
we ended up, we got rid of that a while back. And then we got a little, like, tabletop barbecue. And that thing rocks. That thing goes so
Yeah,
well.
I was looking at Bunnings at one of those today.
Yeah, yeah.
$689 for just a flat top
No, no,
barbecue. I
no,
was
no,
like,
no, no, no.
yeah, nah.
We went to, where did we get ours from? We got ours from, like, Sheen or something like that.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's just a little, it's got stumpy little legs on it, like this Lego piece. Okay.
Yeah,
You set it on top of the tabletop and it runs on coal. So you just fill it up
no
with
way.
coal, light it up, let it do its thing.
There was some wicked ass barbecues. They had a few on display at the
Mm,
at Bunnings Hall's Head, and I was looking at all of those, and I was just like, man, I want one of these. And I started looking at prices.
mhm.
Barbecues these days are like 1,500. I'm
Oh,
sitting there
yeah.
going,
No, they're not cheap.
a smoker is $800 for a very top end sort of smoker.
Oh, yeah.
Why would I want to spend 1,500 on a barbecue if I can spend $800 on a smoker and it does the same thing?
I got a smoker.
They're the best in terms of Scotch fillets and big rumps,
Mm,
and you let them marinate for a few hours in the smoke, and they come out so good. You ever
they do.
try a cheese
They really
sausage?
do.
Go and get a cheese cranksky from the
Kransky.
shop, Kransky from the shop, Coles or Woolworths, wherever you want to buy them from a wholesaler, and
Yep.
chuck
Yep.
those inside the smoker. The best. You'll never go back to eating a standard cheese sausage ever again after that.
No, no, actually don't get them from Coles or Woolies. Get them from get them from an actual butcher.
Even if your butcher can do it, even better.
Get them from a proper butcher. I've stopped going to Coles and Woolies for meat altogether because their meat's just shit house.
It's shit. And I've started to notice the same. They're starting now with their meat side of things, starting
Yep.
to do it in bigger
Yep.
chunks because people just ain't buying it anymore.
Mm. No,
And when
because it's
people are
all
not
full of
buying
water.
it's either full of water, it's shit, or they've tried to glue it together when it's arrived from the actual butcher just to try and
It is
inflate the price on their end. And it's just like, are you
a,
serious? You're
a lot of it is the crappiest meat, and you pay an absolute premium for it.
premium for it. You're going to
You
pay the
know why?
same price at the
Because
butcher, you may as well.
they're banking on the fact that you are not going to want to go to the butcher. You want to do it all in one place. That's why they
Yeah.
do that. And they go, right, we can just name our price now because we have a captive audience.
Yeah.
All right, we got all these people in here. And guess what? You don't have to go to the butchery. We got one in store. You don't have to go to the bakery either. We got one in store. You don't have to go to the deli either. We got one just over there. You know,
Yeah.
it might
It's
be it might be the shittest quality stuff, but we got it.
we got it, and we've got the home brand version of it.
Hmm.
And the problem with home brand is it's you can tell it's homemade because it's
Oh yeah.
bland. It doesn't have anything. It's how can we make this on the cheapest scale possible, and feed it into a box, and then they'll market $5
Mm,
home
mm,
brand
mm.
Coles, and they put on the shelf going $5, please, and you're just like, but why when I can buy a named brand that isn't home brand for $5?
No,
Generally,
exactly. Yep. Yep.
you look at the bread prices, you can buy the Coles bread for $2,
Mm,
or for
mm, mm.
$4, you can get quality bread. Because the Coles bread, the minute you put it in a toaster, it's rock solid, it's shit house, it doesn't toast that well. Yeah, no, I just
Most
get
of
home. I just get the named brands when it
most
comes
of
to that now.
the oh yeah, absolutely. I don't bother with home brand stuff, and that's not me being what's the word? I'm not being bougie or anything like that.
Yeah,
That's just me going.
exactly.
I'm a big guy. I like
Yeah,
to eat. Okay,
yeah.
so when I get my toast out of the toaster, I don't want the fucking slice to be as thin as my phone.
Thin.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it. You want a nice thick piece.
on a nice
That's what you
thick
notice as well.
big piece. It's got to be the size of I don't know what have I got around here that I can.
They've
Uh,
started making home brand peanut butter, home brand fucking jam.
oh yeah.
And
Mm.
I'm just sitting there looking at it going, yeah, no. Like, the more you buy the home brand, the more you're just supporting Coles and Woolworths and not the farmers or the butchers or the baker that's
Mm,
actually
mm.
making it all. Like, if you buy Australian made and not the home brand shit, then at least you're supporting in somewhat, you know, the farmer or the butcher that you're supporting on the label.
One of my local community halls. I think it's the Aids Town Centre or Aids Community Hall or something like that. They every fortnight will put on this supermarket style charity thing. You pay your $2, you go in there and you get a pick of like three things from every shelf.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
And it's all excess stuff that the local businesses haven't
Yeah.
been able to sell the day before. So it'll all be
Yeah.
excess bread from the bakery, which is still
Mm.
very, very fresh. And
Yeah.
it's more in the
They've got a
freezer, they've got
place.
excess meat from the butchery. They've got all the excess vegetables from the
Yeah.
fruit and veg shop that they haven't
That's
been able to
like the
sell, and it's
wholesale
still
place down the
relatively
road in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Perth.
exactly.
Yeah,
Mm.
and you get to go in there, but the only way you
And
get
it's
to go
much
in
better
there.
quality shit than you'll
Oh,
get at the supermarket.
100%. 100%, and it's cheaper. That's the problem, it's cheaper,
Yeah,
but to
yeah.
go into the wholesale place that we've got down here, you
Mm.
need to have what's called a hardship ticket book,
Yes,
and the only
yeah.
way you get that is by going to the community centre that does them to write you out one of these, your voucher book things, and then you go there, and you can spend as much as you like,
Mhm,
grabbing
mhm.
with whatever you want, and your $300 shop that you would normally do at Woolworths, your $300 inside of this shop that you're going to that's run by the community is about, you know, 2 trolleys worth of
Yeah,
food for
yeah,
$300
yeah.
compared to maybe 5 items that you would have only had.
These local guys, the ones I was just telling you about, they do something similar to that, but they use your driver's license number.
Oh,
So
yeah,
what they'll
see?
do is they take your driver's license number as you come in through the door. You pay your
Yep,
$2,
and off you go.
and they go, right, you have actually been here a fortnight ago. You're only allowed in here once a month, so on your bike.
Oh, off you go. So they actually track how long it's been since you
Yeah,
go in there.
yeah, because they've got a
Um,
database.
yeah, it stops people from abusing the system, I suppose, and leaving it for the
Mm,
people that
mm.
actually need it. And obviously,
And
with the homeless situation at the moment, there's a lot of people
mm,
that need it. Like, I literally drove down the street today, and down one of the industrial streets just behind it, it caught my eye, and I turned left, and
yeah,
there's 2, 3 tents set up, and
mm,
there's brand new Triton fucking utes sitting next to these tents. And I'm sitting there going,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck? Like, these people
It's
now living next to their businesses.
It's not these people that can't afford housing or anything like that. you can afford housing, but there aren't any fucking houses.
There's no houses. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, and the houses that are there are so unaffordable, people are not going into it. And there's been comments on so many Facebook pages of people saying, well, if owners weren't so fucking greedy, we'd be able to, get into one of these rental houses. But they put the rent at $800-900 and expect people to live in a 2-bedroom house that would normally be $350. That's a 3x2.
Honestly, though, are the owners really to blame here? Because
I think
right,
the banks and the government spending is the biggest problem. Government spending is what's inflated the price so much. The RBA came out and told us all, government, stop spending money because you're going to inflate the rate, and people are going to be the ones paying for it. And the government just went.
But I mean, aren't you, say you as a homeowner, right? You were talking earlier about what you'd get if you were to sell your place, right? Would you not be rubbing your hands together as soon as someone was like, "I'll offer you 1.2 million for your house"? Okay,
I just be like, sold.
That's not your fault.
It's
that
just
is
the way of
fault.
the market.
That's the fault of the person with really deep pockets who is able to offer you that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, anyone I know, I don't blame people for accepting, $800,000 for a house that they paid $100,000 for 10 years ago, right? That's not their fault. It's the
No.
buyer's fault. It's the
Yes.
rich investors that are coming in and they're going, I can out fucking bid anyone standing in front of this house right now, and I will.
And this is why Pauline Hanson needs to get in as Prime Minister, because she's going to absolutely annihilate that problem by stopping foreign investors coming in. There was some sort of talk of any foreigner that has bought an investment that does not live in Australia, does not have a residency or citizenship.
America's done it.
They're going to revoke their investment, hand them their money back and saying, we're taking the house back. You're no longer an investor in Australia. You don't live here. You've only done it to capitalize on our market. See you later. The Chinese are actively buying up land as we speak. And the government sat there, and what pissed off a lot of people recently is Albanese came out and said to the nurses and the doctors that were currently there, yous would be nowhere in Australia without foreign doctors. And you basically just slap the face of every Australian doctor, every Australian nurse. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's all about migration. He's a migrant himself. He sits there and says, we grew up poor. You didn't fucking grow up poor. You grew up in a very influential area.
Yeah, but he's a British migrant, isn't he?
Oh, he's
something like that. Yeah.
I think if you weren't born in Australia, and you're not a citizen of Australia, you can't be Prime Minister. But you have to be born in Australia, I think, the most.
Totally fair. You got to be
think if you were born
full-blooded Aussie. Like, I wouldn't expect to become Prime Minister myself because I'm not a full-blooded Aussie, right?
No.
But why don't we put a pin in this and finish talking about it next week?
Next week sounds good.
Yeah. So we have a to be continued on this episode. But in the meantime, folks, stay classy and keep the green roads green. Say your goodbye, mate.
All right, take it easy, guys, and I will see you all next week.
See you all next week. Keep the green roads green. Bye-bye.